Dun dun dun! The engine is in. Welcome to my Haynes Roadster low-cost Skyline build monster thing. As you can see, the engine is now sitting proud and pretty. Really happy with it. Engine mounts are in, gearbox mounts are in, and reinforcement on the engine bay walls is in. So that is all good. Engine height, happy with. Front is a bit higher than I would have liked, but that's not too bad. It's 30mm higher than a standard low-cost. Standard Haynes Roadster. Not a big deal because I can always put an engine bump scoop type thing on the bonnet. Not too worried as it's not a huge amount. The bonnet will still dip down about 30mm overall. So not a big deal. I put the alternator in there to see what my clearances would be like for the steering column. And bad news, it's going to be a complete nightmare. Any ideas at all, please let me know, because as you can see from the clearance over here, I've got a hole at the top there, which does line up pretty nicely with where the steering rack's going to come out. But there's another one below there, but that's got engine mounts in the way, so I am worried about that. Couldn't exactly make it left-hand drive, so that's not a big deal. But it's just trying to figure out what to do, and I could try and move the alternator to the other side. So have a look. But I don't even know how I'd start doing that. There is bolt holes in the side of the engine block, so could do it. Don't really want to, because I prefer just leave it where it is and use the standard belt length and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, whatever. If you have any ideas, let me know. Could actually get a view from over here. The engine mounts, it's like two triangles with a bar going across it to hold the mount on, as you can see there. 6mm plate for the bottom of the engine mounts, kind of matches the 6mm plate they've got on the actual engine mounts themselves. Standard Skyline cross members and mounts for the gearbox and for the engine. That's GTR mounts. I don't know if they're Nismo spec ones or whatever, but they seem to be doing the job pretty well. Inlet pen I'm on again. Fits in just right. Cross bracing, as you can see, comes around the pennon quite nicely. So that's good. Right, cross bracing comes up along there, joins up with this one, which comes down to the gearbox mount, engine mount, and then comes up to the wishbone brackets. So that triangulates really nicely, incorporating the standard cross member as well, which gives an absolute ton of triangulation, which I can only assume will be a good thing. Has to be better than what it had before, so happy days. Right, let's go over this side. As you can see, this side, same measurement for both sides. Slightly different on this side because the tunnel is a bit narrower than the driver's side. Not by much, just about 20mm. Not even that, I don't think. Not much at all. Let's have a look. This 6-cylinder exhaust manifold fits in just right with the turbo there. Really couldn't have asked for a better fit on that one, to be honest. Just right. So that is beautiful, if I don't say so myself. If I do say so myself, even. Right, gearbox. I brought the gearbox and engine a tad bit forward to allow access to bolts and whatnot, and also to allow the what's called clutch release lever, whatever it's called, the fork. A bit more space there, so that's good. Also, it fits the gear stick in a bit better as well. I'll bring it forward. The whole engine and gearbox forward. It also lowers the angle of the prop shaft, which is always a good thing. Let's have a look. Right, the gearbox from this base rail here is 135mm high. The back here is 110mm high. no, 111 millimeters high. So it's, you know, 2.5, no, in centimeters. Blimey, what am I like today? I'm tired. 25 millimeters is different. Over a distance of about 56 centimeters, 560 millimeters. This is well within tolerance, to be honest. They say anything between 3 and 5 degrees. So that is perfect. If you do your trigonometry, you should work out it's something around, you know, 2 degrees. I'm not sure. I worked out at one point. I've completely forgotten what it is now, but I remember it being just right. So that's good. What was I going to say? That's right. 15 mil difference works out over 500 millimeters to be around 1.74 degrees. So anyway, yeah, it's okay. So that's good. I've used original bit of the cross member for the gearbox down here, which has the bolt hole so I can access the bolts, although I just realised this one is slightly in the way. I'll take this all off at some point in the future and remake it all nice and pretty and reinforced, but for the time being it does the job just to keep it all in place. Engine is nice and level. I spent must be about a whole day easily getting the whole thing level and, you know, just right. Yeah, I guess it's important. Let's have a look. Yes, Skylines are a complete pain in the arse. They have a slip yoke which fits inside the back of the gearbox and slides in. This engine uses a 24 tooth slip yoke, which means the teeth are actually on the inside, or like a tube which slips inside and seals all the oil and fluids inside. So I'm trying to find out my measurements at the moment for that, and as far as I've seen, they're non-refurbishable parts, so basically you have to get a new one made up if you want to change them, because the U-joints don't split apart. Complete pain in the ass, but it does mean that the prop shaft doesn't have to have an adjustment in the actual shaft itself. It means the actual adjustment happens as it slips inside and out the gearbox. So that's a good thing. It saves a bit on costs, so that's nice. Back here, that's a standard Ford drive shaft end bit, so yeah, flange, if you want to call it, whatever. It'll work just fine. Been thinking about possibly lowering the gear handbrake mount and recessing it in there, 'cause there's enough space. That way the gear stick can kind of be recessed in. Very similar to the Mazda RX-7s, the 3rd gen ones. If I remember correctly, they kind of sit actually into the dashboard. So that's what I might do, because I don't like having hit my elbows all the time, as you can imagine. Right, what else can I say about this? Triangulation, need more of it. I'll be having triangulation coming from the bottom of this corner here, up to there, back down again, I went up to there again. That's kind of standard, I believe. I can't remember, I'd look at the manual later on, but I've basically been to the Aussie Mods website, in regards to the chassis design. Also been to Skyline Owners Club, Haynes Forum, Locost Builders USA, Locost USA, all those sites trying to figure out the best triangulation for an engine which is this big. Yeah, I just need loads more, to be honest. I'm going to do it mostly when it's off, the engine's out, because with the engine in, without the triangulation in, I'd imagine there'd be a bit of deflection in the chassis. If I start welding more supports than now, I'd probably find that it's going to weld the chassis like a banana shape, which I'd rather not do, so that will come out at some point. I can't get over how big this engine is. Every time I look at it, I'm just surprised about the sheer mass of it. I mean, just give you a little kind of slow walk through, you can see just the overall length of the whole thing. I mean, it's just truly epic. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not entirely sure. All I know is IVA Man's going to bust a nut when he sees it, which should be quite amusing. So I don't think anyone's done this before, so that should be rather amusing. Wheels are arriving, wheels are here, somewhere over the back. Oop. Wheels down there, 18-inch wheels, like I said before. Falcon tyres, happy days, all there, nice and easy. They are 18-inch, as I said before, 225s and 40 profiles. I think I'm going to have to go wider on the rear. I think I'm going to have to go for 245s or 255s for the rear wheels of this thing. I'll have to look into it and figure out what to do really. So I might have to get a new set of wheels at some point. But I'll be keeping it with 18s because that matches the whole Skyline, like gear ratios and everything else. So that's good.